Welcome to this week's video. Um, for this week, I thought that I would discuss something that a lot of us are dealing with the coronavirus that has spread across many different countries. Now, just a heads up right now, if you are if you are one of those tinfoil hat wearing idiots who don't believe that the coronavirus is real, if you subscribe to Sweet Potato Hitler's initial idiocy that it was a hoax and oh well, look at him now, look at his country now, you might want to leave this video, and I'm just going to give you a second to go bye-bye, because there might be mocking of you in this video. So just a word of warning. Okay. Now, for those of us, or for those of you who are new here, I am a romance author, but for my part-time evil day job, I work in retail. While this is all going on. So that has been an experience. And so I thought I would share with y'all a few tips and a few just things that I've learned, and just little pearls of wisdom from me to you as we all go through this. If I never hear the words, "We are all in this together," and social distancing again in my lifetime, it will be too soon. Because as a person who works retail, I can tell you that we are all in this together. No, we're not. No, we're not. Some of y'all are just damn idiots who think that the rules don't apply to you, and who think that you don't have to follow the health guidelines that have been set out for you, for all of us, to keep all of us safe. Now, I saw a study somewhere, or I read something about how there's certain personality types who are predisposed to not want to follow when they're told certain guidelines to follow, or who just don't want to do it, and who think that these rules are stupid, and they've been like, the person was talking about it and saying that they share the same personality traits with psychopaths, and I can see that. After dealing with what I've been dealing the past, since I'd say February, and I think March is when we started like our lockdowns and that kind of stuff. Yeah, I can see that. Because the people who I've encountered who are resistant to keeping the 6 feet, or like dealing with the fact that things aren't open, who will go and crowd parks and beaches, and they're not like, if you tell them, oh, can you stand 6 feet, whatever, they're not like, oh, I'd rather not, if that's okay, or whatever. They know, they roll their eyes at you, they give you attitude, and they're like, I don't know why I have to do this. This is so stupid. Yeah, they're not like empathetic or anything like that. And it showed me that, because let me just say, I'm in Canada, and the city that I live in, for as long as I've lived in this city, and I was born in this city, we've had a reputation for being spoiled and just very not very warm and community based like other parts of Canada. And for the longest time, I thought that, like, oh, it's just these other cities and towns, they're just jealous that they're not as metropolitan as we are, and yada yada. Until this coronavirus thing happened. Let me just tell you, the reputation that my city has is warranted. Oh my God, is it warranted? Just the crap that retail people have to deal with in this city from customers who think that it's all about them. They don't have to follow guidelines. They can touch whatever they want. They can cough just outwardly around you without like covering their face or like just okay. So just that was just sort of like a little overview that yeah, the reputation that my city has, the whole we're all in this together thing, 90% of my city does not follow it. Just does not believe in it, and it's just yeah, it's warranted. And that makes me sad because for those of us who I'm sorry, my parents or my mom, like she raised me correctly. I'm not like that. I don't consider myself an entitled, thunderous twat. But okay, so let's just go down just some tips. The whole like 6 feet social distancing thing. To be fair, a lot of people in my store do the 6 feet social distancing thing. They do. But you get some that give you attitude about it. And it's like, okay, the health guidelines organization, the World Health Organization has discovered or deduced that the virus spreads, you know, from your droplets in the air, and that the safest distance to keep back from those droplets is 6 feet. So a lot of places of business have put markers on the floor showing you, even because you can't do that in your own mind, figure out how far apart 6 feet is, because you can't do that, apparently. They've even put markers on the floor for you. But this is too too overhanded, or too the man telling you what to do for some people, that I have to, some people, like, they honestly forget, and I'm like, oh, just while this person is still here and I'm cashing them out, can you just stand over there where the sticker is? You know, you're polite when you tell them, can you please just, yeah, you don't snap at them or whatever. First time you're polite. And a lot of the times they're like, oh yeah, like, I'm sorry, like, they forgot, because this isn't, like, by now it's been going on for a while, but it's still not your normal reaction to be when you're out shopping. Like, it's still something that you have to be conscious of. And yeah, so they'll like step back and whatever. Then you'll get others who are like, they don't want to. They'll like stand like close to the person that you're cashing out and give you like a dirty look when you ask them to stand in the thing, or they'll huff or whatever. And let me just say, okay, which is more inconvenient for you? Standing a little bit farther back on a sticker on the floor, or having to shop somewhere else because the store has had to close because your idiot ass and other idiot asses don't want to stand the 6 feet apart. Which is more inconvenient for you? Just standing apart or having our store have to close? Because one point of contact of somebody who got contaminated was traced to our store. And guess what? Then now we have to close, and your dumbass has to find somewhere else to shop. Number 2, don't touch something you're not going to buy. This is not the time to browse through the magazines. This is not the time. You should never do this anyway, but this is not the time to try on nail polish that you're not going to buy. You shouldn't be doing this anyway because there are no nail polish testers. The color is on the bottle. Either you want to buy this color or you don't. You don't take it out, open it, put it on your nail, decide, no, and then put the bottle back, because think about the last person who did that besides you. Do you want their icky germs on your nails now? Do you want their germs on your skin? Not even talking about the virus. That's just nasty. Like, why? Why do you do that? And this is the part that blows my mind is 90% of the people who try on our nail polish are women. And this is going to sound sexist, but do you really want to, like, that's, you don't want to be nasty like men are. Like, no. We're supposed to be more cleaner than that. So yeah, and don't leaf through our magazines and then put them back, because you're touching it. And there's a virus going around that's killing people. I don't care if you think that it's only old people who are dying. I don't care if you think that it's only people with compromised immune systems who are dying. Like, only. What the hell is wrong with you that only old people or only sick people or people with compromised immune systems are the ones getting sick, so that's somehow okay with you? Like, it's okay with you to contaminate something or possibly pick up something that contaminates yourself, and then you walk around and could possibly pass it on to somebody who will then unfortunately have to carry it home, either making themselves sick or making their grandmother sick or making their little baby sick. Like, what the hell is wrong with you that is your reasoning for it to be okay for you to touch something or for you to possibly contract this virus? That's your justification, that you can do it because you're not old and your immune system is not compromised. You, like, so yeah, don't try on products at this time that you're not going to buy. I'll reserve that statement for a lot of like clothing places that I don't think are really opening up that much right now for that reason, because when you're shopping for clothes, you more than likely will have to try something on, and they're still trying to catch up with the amount of work that would have to be involved with you trying on something, and then they have to like put it aside and sanitize it and do all that stuff before they can put it back. So but for like a normal, like a convenience store or a grocery store or something like that, if for sure going to buy it, don't touch it. let me see what else. Um, pack your own bags. Pack your own damn bags. The cashier is not going to touch your reusable bag. Your reusable bag came from your house. No. So just learn to love packing your own bags. Yes, the cashier is there to serve you, but the cashier is also not your damn slave to be doing this while this is going on and putting herself or himself at risk. If you can, don't pay by cash. If you can, pay by card, tap your card. We are sanitizing and wiping those things down like a motherfracker. If not after every customer, depending on how busy we are, at least after every few customers, we're wiping everything down. A lot of stores have reduced hours. So, but the employees do not necessarily get reduced hours, because guess what? When the stores close, we're still there, sanitizing and cleaning and putting everything away and making everything safe for the next morning when your dumbass decides she has to come in to get a Red Bull. So when you come and the doors are locked, but you still see employees and people inside, don't bang on the doors, because I've stopped doing this, but it is not my responsibility to look up at you and explain to you that we're closed. If you go to a building and you can't get in and the doors are locked, that means we don't want you inside. That means we're closed. You should not have to have me tell you that we're closed by you banging on the doors. The fact that the doors are locked should tell you that. And this has been going on, at least here in our city, since about March. That's when most of the lockdowns happened. And for our essential services, those of us who work in retail, in food service and that kind of stuff, we have had reduced hours, which means our doors lock earlier. And we've had signs about this and postings around the building about this the whole time. So there's a sign that you can see that tells you what our reduced hours are. So stop banging on the doors. I'm trying to see what else. Just do whatever the cashier tells you. Just do it. No attitude. No, oh, but the other place they did this or the other. Whatever the cashier needs to do to feel safe, do it. Don't give her attitude. Don't complain. Just do it. If the plexiglass thing is in front of the register and she wants you to put your groceries through the opening in the bottom for everything that can fit, just do it. Just do it. Don't go and try and put it on the side, because guess what? The cashier, she wants to stay behind the plexiglass because your dumbass is coming shopping for stuff that you don't need, because you want to get every day you want to get your bag of chips or your chocolate bar or your what have you. your makeup, that like just you're supposed to be only shopping for essentials right now. And I'm talking about like food and like just essential stuff. If you're going to buy like makeup and like just non-essential stuff, shop for it when you shop for your essential things. Because there's a virus going around that is killing people. So if you come to the register and the plexiglass is there and she's telling you that, oh, can you just put your stuff through here, because the cashier wants to stay behind the plexiglass and not have to lean over to scan your stuff, just do it. And if you go to another store and if their cashiers are fine with just putting it on the counter and just outside of the plexiglass, just do it that way. Because guess what? Not all businesses, not all cashiers feel safe working the same way. So it's how the cashier wants you to do it. It's not how you want to do it. You're there and she's there as a service to you to cash you out. That's all she has to do, is cash you out. She doesn't have to cash you out the way you want her to cash you out. She's going to cash you out the way she feels safe to do it in this environment, in this situation that we're all dealing with right now. If at one place you go to, they bag your stuff, and then another place you go to, they don't bag your stuff, deal with it. Just deal with it. People do things differently. Do it however that cashier wants it done, because that cashier has to keep herself safe. Trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about. I think that's, oh, and just because of the whole plexiglass thing and the stuff in putting your stuff through the opening, this is going to take as long as it's going to take. Stop, as she's like taking your stuff and scanning, stop trying to force more things to make her through the opening to make her go faster. Stop it. You're going to have to adjust your expectations. The cashier is not going to work as fast as she did before. This is going to take longer. Just deal with it. It's not going to help if you crowd that little space that she has with stuff, and as she's trying to scan your stuff, stuff is falling down. Stuff is falling over. She's trying to push stuff. Stuff is falling off the counter. Stop it. One item at a time. And for the love of God, stop piling up your groceries. Because I'm not going to take your pile of canned tuna and scan the whole pile at once. No, I have to scan it one at a time. And it's annoying when you have to take it, because the opening of the plexiglass thing is just so big, so wide, that you were wearing gloves, and you don't want to keep hitting your gloves against the edges of the plexiglass opening, because that's how gloves rip. So one thing at a time. Finally, I think it's going to be my last point, because I don't think I can remember anything else after this. Lines. Learn to love them, because they're going to be a reality for a very long time. Because of this social distancing thing, a lot of stores can only have a certain amount of people inside. So there will be lines. There will be lines outside. There will be lines inside. Learn to love them. And learn to wait your goddamn turn. We do have some exceptions for essential workers like nurses and other retail people, where if you tell the security guard that you're a nurse or a health worker or a retail employee and you have your identification with you, we'll let you in ahead of the line because you're providing an essential service and we need to celebrate and thank you for putting yourself at risk for the rest of these dumbasses. For the rest of you, you are not special. You are not more important than the person in front of you. So wait in the goddamn line. I don't care if you have to use the bathroom. What would you do if we were closed? Do that. Because you'll say that you just have to use the bathroom, and then I'll see you at my register with your frickin' Red Bull and chocolate. So no, you can't come in ahead of the line if you just need to use the bathroom. Guess what? If you do try and get in the head of the line, the security guard will let us know, and we won't serve you. So you'll have to go back outside and get in line again. So yes, lines, learn to love them because they're going to be a part of our lives for a very, very long time. And I think that's going to be it for this week's video. I think I hit everything that I wanted to hit. Just the overall message of this, just do what the cashier tells you. Because really, all we want is to cash you out and have you be on your way. That's it. We don't want attitude. We don't want, oh, but they did it this way here, or why do I have to do this here? Just give me your stuff, pay for your shit, get out. That's all I want. That's all I want. That's all we all want. That's it. And just a little note about the lining up thing. I had these two ladies at my register, and they had asked me about the essential worker thing, and if that was actually something that we were doing, that if you have identification that IDs you as an essential worker, you can skip the line, and you can skip the line and be cashed out first as well. And I said, yeah, that's we're doing that. And they actually said to me, like, oh, I don't know if I'd feel like okay doing that. I'd feel like selfish, and like I don't think I'd feel comfortable doing that. So the people who would actually be deserving of jumping the line and being served ahead of everybody else would never, like, the people who would deserve to have that privilege would never abuse it. They would never, like, for the most part, take advantage of it. And that just shows you that these people are here to take care of us. These people are putting themselves at risk to take care of your needs, to take care of your health. So for the love of all that is good and pure, just be respectful of them. Just listen to them. Just do what they tell you to do. If they tell you to stand 6 feet, just stand 6 feet. If they tell you don't look and shop through the magazines, if you're not going to browse through the magazines, if you're not going to buy them, just don't do it. Don't try on the makeup and then put it back if there are no testers. Just do what we're telling you to do. There's a reason. And it's not because the establishment wants to control you. It's not because the government wants to control you. You tinfoil hat wearing barnacle. One final thing before I go that I just have to mention. The Black Lives Matters protests that are going on. I've seen these the other people, we'll call them racists, who use the Black Lives Matter protests as a justification for them wanting to go out to the beach or to the park or to crowd stores, because they're like, oh, see, it, like, what about all those people gathering around for the protests? That's okay for them to do it, but I can't. You're actually equating people who are, for the most part, I've seen, like, they're all wearing masks, and they're all putting themselves at risk and dealing with an issue that is happening to them right now, wherein for a lot of them, their lives are in danger because of police, because of some very evil is evil systems that are allowed to be in place in the police force. You're actually equating fighting for that with your douche canoe ass wanting to go and have a party at the beach. You think those two issues are the same. And that just really tells me all I need to know about you. And I just the disgust and the anger that I feel when people make that comparison. It's just vile. It's just vile. Yeah, so I think that's gonna be long enough because we've been on it for a while. Yeah, so just do what we tell you. Just do what the World Health Organization tells you. They're saying that there's going to be like a second wave, and because of these dumbasses who don't want to follow the rules, and yeah. I don't ever want to hear the "we're all in this together" saying again, because it's not true. It would be nice if it was true. I'd love it if it was true, but it's not. It's not, and it's sad. It's sad that people think that it's okay for them to put others at risk because they want to go out and party. And yet, like, they're the first ones who will protest lockdowns and that kind of stuff. And, like, in my opinion, businesses are opening, like, way too soon. Way too soon. Our government, like, we were doing really well for most of March with, like, the lockdowns, and I was totally on board. And then the people started complaining about, oh, the economy, we got to make money and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, people are dying. Just slow the frick down. Like, the economy will right itself. And it's just sad that people are more, they care more about making money than people's lives. So that's just going to be it. As somebody who is an essential worker, who's dealing with the public, this whole thing, like, has made me hate the public even more. Just do what we tell you. Just do what we tell you. And we're just trying to keep this as contained as possible, so thousands more don't die. We don't add thousands more to the total of thousands that have already died from this damn disease, this damn virus. So just listen. It's your wanting to go out and party, your wanting to make money is not more important than just listening to what the guidelines are. That's it. I'm gonna stop. Okay. Um, so thank you for watching this video. And follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/authorejamie. Like my Facebook page at facebook.com/authorejamie. And I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.